Have you ever witnessed a performance so powerful that it silenced every critic in the room? That's exactly what just happened. Kendrick Lamar stepped onto the stage in Brazil and delivered one of the most commanding solo rap performances in recent memory. But this wasn't just a concert. It was a statement, a warning shot, and a cultural reset all rolled into one. Now here's the thing. A lot of people, especially Drake's most loyal fans, swore that Kendrick wouldn't be able to carry this kind of momentum on his own. But what unfolded in that stadium proved them dead wrong. And honestly, after seeing what went down, it feels like Kendrick is playing a completely different game, while everyone else is stuck trying to copy his last move. Before we dive deep, support me by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. I will appreciate the support. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see why Kendrick's performance is being called a once-in-a-generation moment. The Brazil show came right after a canceled date that had the internet buzzing. The cancellation wasn't on Kendrick. It was due to logistical and safety issues at the venue. The same problems that even forced artists like Shakira to back out of shows at that location. But that narrative fell apart the second Kendrick hit the stage for this performance. You could feel his frustration. Not the frustration of a sellout chasing money, but the frustration of a true artist robbed of the chance to connect with thousands of fans who traveled miles just to see him live. That energy, that pent-up fire, all poured into this show. And if you were watching closely, you could tell. Kendrick wasn't just performing. He was on a mission. The truth is, hip-hop is in one of its most dramatic moments right now. Rivalries, lies, fake narratives. It feels like the entire industry is a chessboard where only a few players actually know how to move. On one side, you have Drake stans twisting the story, pretending Kendrick is slipping. On the other, you've got rivals like Young Thug trying to claw their way back into relevance, while Drake himself attempts half-baked comeback shows through events like OVO Fest, which look more like weak copies than genuine artistry. Kendrick sees all of it, and instead of throwing tantrums on social media or embarrassing himself in public, he lets his art speak. But this time, the tone was different. When he grabbed the mic, it sounded personal. It sounded like he was tired of the lies, tired of the noise, and ready to remind everyone why his name is etched at the top of the genre. Now here's what makes Kendrick special. He doesn't scream at rivals on Instagram. He doesn't rant for clout. Instead, he weaves his jabs into his music. During this Brazil show, he spit a line he's performed countless times before. "I can dig rapping, but a rapper with a ghostwriter." And then let the crowd finish it off. That moment, electric. Everyone in the stadium knew exactly who he was talking about, without him ever needing to say a name. That's Kendrick's genius. He can send a devastating shot without lowering himself to the circus antics so many rappers rely on. If you looked at Kendrick during this show, you could see it in his face. He was locked in at a level we rarely see, even from him. His energy was sharper. His delivery carried weight. Certain verses sounded like he was rapping with actual anger, as if every bar was directed straight at the people doubting him. And that's what makes this different from your average rap show. Most rappers just show up, perform the hits, and leave. Kendrick turns the stage into a battlefield. Every lyric feels like a strike. Every beat drop feels like a declaration. It wasn't just entertainment. It was a demonstration of dominance. Here's the difference between Kendrick and almost everyone else in the game. Professionalism. Think about it. Jay-Z had his slip-ups. Nas had his weaker moments. Even the biggest legends in rap have scars on their record. But Kendrick? Nearly 15 years into the spotlight, and still no embarrassing scandals. No clownish antics, no distractions from the music. That discipline is rare in hip-hop today, where too many rappers trade dignity for headlines. Kendrick has proven that you can remain competitive, hungry, and successful without ever selling out or humiliating yourself. Now let's talk about the crowd. Because if you weren't there, the footage alone will blow your mind. 50,000 people, all moving as one. Every word, every beat, every gesture had the stadium in sync. And when Family Ties dropped, the place erupted like an earthquake. Think about that for a second. Most rappers today can't even sell out half a venue. Yet here's Kendrick, pulling off full stadium shows as a solo act. No gimmicks, no special guests. Just him, his catalog, and raw connection with fans. That's unprecedented in hip-hop. And here's where it gets really real. The numbers don't lie. Drake's fans can talk all day about streams and chart placements, but streams don't equal influence. That's the reality check. Kendrick's dominance isn't built on playlist placements or shady label tactics. It's built on people showing up in person, selling out stadiums, and proving that his music has genuine staying power. Meanwhile, artists like Drake and Young Thug spend more time crying online or staging desperate stunts than they do delivering meaningful music. At the end of the Brazil show, Kendrick left fans with a message that sent chills through the stadium. The first, but it won't be the last. Brazil, I love you. Those weren't just words. That was a promise, a signal that Kendrick is already planning to return, possibly with a full solo stadium tour in the future. Something that no rapper has ever attempted at this scale. If that happens, it could redefine what's possible in hip-hop touring forever. Here's why this moment is bigger than just another concert. The current leg of the Grand National Tour isn't just a victory lap. It's a stress test. Kendrick is proving, city by city, that he alone can command stadiums without relying on festivals, hype features, or special guests to carry him. And if he succeeds in completing this tour the way it's going, he'll be the first rapper in history to pull off a full solo stadium run. That would put him in a category not just above other rappers, but alongside the greatest performers in music history. So here's the question I want you to think about. Has there ever been a bigger gap between number one and everyone else in any field, sports, music, anything, than the gap Kendrick Lamar has created in hip-hop right now? Because honestly, when you look at what he's doing, it feels like he's competing against himself. Everyone else is fighting over scraps. And Kendrick is out here redefining what the top even looks like. At the end of the day, this Brazil performance wasn't just a concert. It was a declaration. It was Kendrick reminding the industry, the critics, and especially the Drake stans that you can fake streams, you can rig charts, but you can't fake influence. Kendrick Lamar is operating on a level nobody else can touch. And if the rest of hip-hop doesn't wake up and start pushing themselves to at least try to match that energy, they're going to keep fading into irrelevance while Kendrick keeps building his legacy brick by brick. So now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Kendrick's latest show? Do you believe he's separating himself from the entire rap game at this point? And do you think we're witnessing the beginning of a full solo stadium era for Kendrick? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you are new. And as always, stay active.